Hi everyone, it's Emily here at Thrive Wellness Center. I just wanted to talk to you guys today a little bit about your coffee, what's good, what's bad, what you can do to make it better, because I know that we all love coffee, personally myself too, so we like to make it as good as we can around here. So first I'll start off with what kind of coffee you're using. So when it comes to coffee, you want to use if you're gonna do like coffee beans, you want to do ideally an organic bean, because coffee is actually one of the highest sprayed crops, so like pesticides, herbicides, that sort of thing. So you want to opt for like organic coffee bean. In the retail area particularly, we have Java Planet coffee beans, which are really good, delicious. There's a bunch of different blends and flavors. This one is Brazil organic, and this is like a medium roast, and it has a nutty taste. So I know there's quite a few different blends out there. The Good Morning blend and Black Magic are really good options too. I know patients really love those, but you want to have an organic coffee bean or ground coffee, whatever you prefer is totally fine. Let's talk about Keurigs here. So Keurigs I would stay away from as much as you can. So when it comes to a Keurig, first of all, the process of the water working through the machine, getting all, it's just unknown. But you want to make sure that it's cleaned. And then also when the Keurig heats the water up, it's sending it through that little plastic cup. So essentially it's heating the plastic up. And so the chemicals within the plastic are then getting dumped into your coffee. And then also the little like metal, covering on the top of that little plastic container is also a factor that you have to think about when it comes to a Keurig. So if you're using a Keurig and you love it, sorry for the bad news, but it just isn't the most ideal thing to be using for your coffee. All right, next we'll talk about one of our favorites here, which is our mushroom coffee. So we have the big guy, which is the King coffee. So if you know anything about the brand Organo that we carry here, this is our mushroom coffee line that we carry. The King is the kind of top-notch coffee. It contains Ganoderma, which is the mushroom part, and then it actually contains the spore part of the mushroom as well, which just intensifies and gives us extra healing. So King, there's black, which is like just the Ganoderma, and then we have like flavored mushroom coffees as well. So there's like a latte, which is really popular. This one is more like, your milky, creamy sort of coffee version. That would be a healthier option. When it comes to the mushroom coffee, a few things that you should know is that, number one, it gives you steady, stable energy. So when I drink regular coffee, I'm like all buzzed out, kind of like a crazy kid, and then I crash really hard. But when I drink organo coffee or mushroom coffee, I feel good steadily, and it promotes like healthy energy, good energy, no crash. It also actually promotes good sleep. Obviously, don't drink it too close to bed because it does have the caffeine in it, but it promotes good sleep later for that evening when you drink it in the day. It also is really good at blocking inflammation. It's good for digestion. It's also an immune booster as well. So the mushroom coffee has a ton of benefits. This is what I drink every day. It's really great. It's also really good for your skin and all of that. All right, beautiful. So first off, choose your coffee correctly. The second thing you want to do is think about what you're putting in your coffee. So I know some of us are just coffee drinkers in the morning and not really breakfast eaters. So for those of us that are the pH of the mushroom coffee, I don't know the specific pH, Rebecca, but I do know reading up on it that it helps alkalize the body. It's not super acidic. So you'd have to maybe give it a try, or have one of us here. We can test it for you too, to make sure that it's a good fit for you. We can test specifically which one you need to. But anywho, so then the next thing you want to do is think about what's going in your coffee. When you just drink coffee in the morning and you don't eat breakfast or food or anything like that, that's if you're not a breakfast person, you're not a breakfast person. But what I encourage you to do is spruce up your coffee if you're not a breakfast person. So things like the different essential fatty acids you're going to put in it and protein are going to be really important. So when I'm saying essential fatty acids, or healthy fats, I should say, we're talking about things like grass-fed butter, coconut oil, MCT oil, coconut milk, almond milk. Sorry, I made a nice little list over here because there's so many things to put in. One of my favorite, like, already put together creamers is the brand called Picnic. So it's PICNIK. They're a great company out of Texas, and they have a keto creamer that's really good. I'm pretty sure they have like a vegan one, so if you are dairy sensitive, that one would be a better option for you. There's no whey or anything in it. So the keto creamer has, I believe, whey, MCT oil, and some collagen in it, and they have also a collagen creamer. So that's basically already all put together for you. All you have to do is pour it into your coffee. And then on top of that, what you can do too is you can even add more collagen into that. So like, for example, my everyday fat coffee or bulletproof coffee is like the popular terms for these types of things. So I do like, I do my mushroom coffee. So I do King, heat it up. It's instant. Forgot to mention that, which is really nice. Put it in. And then what I'm going to do then after that, put the coffee in. I'm going to put a tablespoon of butter or a couple of tablespoons of butter, depending on how I'm feeling. And then a little scoop of coconut oil, blend it all up. And then that's my coffee for the morning. Oh, and then my collagen too. Can't forget that. And I use just the unflavored, Great Lakes collagen. So this one we have right up front. There's no flavor to it. It dissolves really well in hot substances, so you can't taste it. It's not gritty or anything like that. So I do the butter, coconut oil, and collagen. So there's my really good fats in the morning. Get your brain going, get it active, get things working, and then the good protein to also help my body get started and start the healing process for the day. So that is my fat coffee. You can add spices to it. You could do like cinnamon, turmeric, cayenne pepper, that sort of thing. Those would help give you a flavor too. You could do sweeteners. So if you're going to do a sweetener, obviously we're going to want to opt for like a better sweetener. So like maple syrup, coconut sugar, stevia, monk fruit, swerve. Stevia, we have, let me see here. We have like actual sweet drops, they're called. This is the vanilla flavor, and then this is unflavored, so it's like just a plain sweetener. You're kind of gonna have to experiment a little bit with what you like. People sometimes love stevia or they hate it, and the same with monk fruit. So just kind of get a little bit of something to start to test the waters and see which one you prefer and like better. I do know I've had you could do honey or maple syrup, coconut sugar, like I said. With those sweeteners though, those are technically still going to raise your blood sugar, so you want to make sure that you're not overdoing it, because it is, don't forget, it is still sugar, even though it's a better option than white sugar, brown sugar, that sort of thing. Please do not use any like Splenda or all of that fake sugar. That is, they say it's not sugar, you know what I'm saying, but it's still really bad for you. It's just a chemical sugar, so we want to avoid those. And then here also we have some coconut oil. So like I said, yeah, you could put an egg yolk into your coffee, Rebecca. I don't see an issue with that at all. That would give you the good healthy cholesterol you need for your day. I mean, I've heard people doing egg whites and stuff. I know we're kind of engraved to think that egg yolks are bad for us, but they're not. Just make sure you're getting them from a good source. MCT oil here. MCT oil, I will say, can be a hit or miss. It's a really good oil. It just depends on if your body is able to actually digest it or not. So if you're a patient, you can ask to get tested for it. Or if you just know you have something like a gallbladder issue or anything like that, our gallbladder is in charge of digesting fat specifically, and this is just a very specific fat. So if you already have issues with that, I would opt for more of your coconut oil sort of thing. When you're looking at different milk alternatives, so like almond milk, coconut milk, that sort of thing, please make sure that you're looking at the ingredients. Since these things are becoming much more popular, a lot of companies are hopping on the bandwagon, but they're making very cheap products. So you want to make sure there's no added sweeteners, first of all, like just plain sugar. Make sure you check for that. Then you also want to look for sucralose. So things that claim that they're sugar-free, you want to make sure you're checking for sucralose, because sucralose is a chemically made sugar, so they don't technically have to claim it as a sugar. And then also, oh gosh, I just had a thought. Yeah, so look at your sugars and ingredients. Make sure that my recommendation is always never to drink caffeine, past like 2 o'clock. People say they can drink before bed and it doesn't affect them, but sometimes it can indeed affect the deep part of your sleep cycle. So just watch your caffeine intake throughout your day. If you are not a coffee drinker and you want to enjoy something warm and make something up, our Organo line, we do carry a hot chocolate. I do drink that basically every night. I know Dr. Shannon does the same, and it's awesome because it's relaxing, it's warm, it promotes weight loss. It's a good product overall. Another mushroom product that came to my mind too when I was writing this all out is they have a protein shake recipe. And so I took a couple packets of the King coffee, and then I did like 4 or 5 ice cubes. I did like a cup of almond milk, and then a scoop of the vanilla protein powder, blended that up so it's like kind of like a frappe, like a healthy frappe, and I put cocoa nibs in it for like some texture. It gave it a little crunch, and oh my gosh, it was really good. Highly encourage you to try it. You don't have to specifically get the Organo vanilla protein. You could probably use any vanilla protein that's a good clean source. I just chose to use the Organo because the extra mushroom intake with that, because the Ganoderm is in that as well. Okay, lovely. All right, that is it for coffee making. I hope that you guys got some useful tips out of this. If anyone else loves anything else in their coffee that I didn't mention, please comment below so that everyone else can see it and we can share all the coffee tips with everybody. So everyone have a great day. Dr. Shannon will be speaking later this week about some other stuff. And if you guys need anything, we're here in the office. Give us a call. Thanks.